How to grow and care for daffodils. Where to plant daffodils. Plant daffodils in a radiant spot, one that gets somewhere around 6 hours of splendid sun every day. Whenever planted in fractional shade, the plants will even now produce green leaves, however they won't sprout. Like most knobs, daffodils lean toward well-depleted soil, else they are inclined to spoiling. At the point when to plant daffodils. The best time to plant daffodil knobs is in the fall. Definite planning can extend any place from September to late November, contingent upon where you live. The dirt needs chilled, yet the ground still should be useful when you plant. The perfect soil temperature for planting daffodils is 60 degrees Fahrenheit at a profundity of 6 inches. How to prepare the soil for planting daffodils. Get ready new planting zones with garden soil for flowers, blending 3 crawls in with the top 6 to 8 creeps of the current soil. This will give knobs the nourishment they have to grow a solid root framework in anticipation of spring blossoming. You can plant daffodils in columns, in gatherings. 3 and 5 are great numbers, or exclusively. In case you're planting a ton of knobs in succession along the edge of a flower bed, it's simpler to burrow a channel or wide gap in which to plant. In case you're planting bunches all over in a flower bed or in the garden, you'll need to plant them exclusively. However many you're planting, knobs ought to be set 4 to 6 inches separated. Plant every daffodil globule so the pointy end, or tip, is looking up. Burrow the gap or channel with the goal that when the knob is set inside, the tip is 2 inches further than the globule is tall. In this way, for instance, a 2-inch long globule ought to be planted 4 inches down, estimating from the bottom of the knob, while a 3-inch long knob ought to be planted 5 inches down. Water well in the wake of planting. At that point spread the dirt with a layer of mulch for both a clean look and to enable the dirt to hold dampness longer. How to water daffodils. Water daffodils completely at the season of planting, then once per week for the following 3 weeks. This is an urgent time to water, as the plants are growing their first roots. After the initial couple of weeks, disregard the plants until they start to grow in the spring. When you see daffodilets looking alone for the dirt, it's a great opportunity to focus once more. More often than not, spring downpours will give a lot of dampness. However, in the event that your region abandons downpour for 2 or 3 weeks while daffodils are growing and sprouting, water the plants. Stop watering once blossoms are past and the foliage starts to turn dark-colored, as that denotes the start of a time of torpidity and abundance. Water can make the knobs decay. How to feed daffodils. Incredible soil and simply the correct plant sustenance are a power combo for sublime greenery enclosure results. Along these lines, after they've sprouted in the spring, feed daffodils. How to manage daffodils after they bloom. Evacuate spent daffodil blossoms after they sprout to urge the plants to coordinate vitality once again into the globule, as opposed to setting seed. This procedure is called deadheading. Allow the leaves to remain upstanding and spread out after the plant completes the process of blossoming. All things considered, amid this period that the plants use photosynthesis to make and store sustenance to use for the following spring's sprouts. Enable the foliage to kick the bucket back normally before you do any curtailing. On the off chance that you don't care for the vibe of the foliage as it is turning darker, have a go at planting late developing perennials around the daffodils as a screen. How to divide daffodils. On the off chance that daffodils are growing in full sun and have been permitted to normally kick the bucket back the past spring, yet are not blossoming when they should be separated in the fall. Spot a golf tee alongside each spring bunch that you have to isolate with the goal that they will be anything but difficult to discover once they've passed on back. Uncover each cluster and break separated the globules. Replant the biggest knobs no less than 2 globule widths separated. You can leave little globules appended to greater knobs while isolating. Prepare the dirt as you would on the off chance that you were planting new knobs.